Hello, welcome to more golf. Because I cannot be stopped, except maybe by a bunker. I suppose that would stop me pretty good. Anyway, what am I doing? Maybe I'll warm up with a little tournament. Let's see, why don't we use Diddy? Because we just starred him. And let's see, where are we going? I've done this one. I didn't win this one, though. Maybe I should try this one again and get golds, get good. No more peaching it. My strategy to avoid peaching it is to simply not play as Peach. Genius.
Nice shot.
I hope everybody is having a nice Saturday. There we go. You have to take pictures of your volume configuration so you don't spend 20 minutes fiddling with it. That's genius! Why don't I do that? Because I've thought about it and then I don't. I don't know why I don't. I just don't. Because it would be too sensible for me. That is gonna roll too far, I think. Oh, no, we're good, we're good. Everything is hunky-dory. This might roll too far, though. No, we're okay. It's been so long, I don't entirely remember how to adjust for the faster greens. Okay, who do we got? Love Goomba golfing with no arms. Single section of a pokey. I don't know what Senzar is. Love that we're getting the Paper Mario rep again. Twice. I guess Goombario and Tubba Blubba love this tournament. Okay. I wanted to challenge myself to not worry too much about talking during a golf stream, just relaxing. Then I worry too much about, like, dead air, like you have on a radio. But no, comfortable silence. Comfortable silence is good. I don't want to roll into the bunker, so let's go over here. Hello, Dawn. You know, it is a hangout. That's a good way of thinking about it. We're all just hanging out together while someone plays golf.
Nice on.
It's an okay on. Rossetti also likes this tournament. He seems like a golfer, doesn't he? He's got like that middle-aged man golfer air about him. Nice. Good.
Very well done.
Woohoo! Sorry they won't give you any more voice lines, Diddy. That's okay. How are you feeling, Dawn? Just apropos of nothing.
Nice shot.
Sometimes I feel like, I don't know, does it sound invasive if I inquire about a friend's health? Ooh. Boy, something about these greens, you just bounce something awful on them. Ooh. Ooh, this slope, this is an ugly slope. I feel like I'm gonna curve too much, but... yeah, that's not going in. But I had to try. Coughing more but feeling better overall, and it's not invasive. Okay, good. I worry about people.
Nice ball.
Just the kind of person I am. Yeah. Diddy says everything is gonna be okay. I mean, what do you know? You're a monkey. You don't have to deal with capitalism. You don't have to pay your taxes. Maybe he does. If,
Nice shot.
maybe the Congo jungle has some sort of IRS. I don't know. K. Rool probably runs it, though, and it's probably corrupt as all get out, so maybe you shouldn't pay your taxes, Diddy. Be like Yoshi. But, like, ethically? Oh, this may be too much.
Shot.
Okay, stop.
Nice on. Birdie putt.
Okay. Oh, I did it.
Very well done.
You can easily picture Rossetti and Dawn taking part in a doubles tennis tournament and getting kicked out in the first round for unsurprising reasons. I'd like to see, I don't know, an Animal Crossing crossover with Mario Sports. That would be cute. that is definitely not a good idea. I'm gonna do it anyway because I'm a glutton for punishment.
Nice shot.
I like to see Isabel and Digby play doubles. Tennis or golf, either or. Oh, that worked out. Look at you, Diddy. Powerful drive. I don't think I can get around these trees, though. Maybe. Maybe not. Trying so hard, but I feel like this eagle may not be in my future. I really don't want to risk hitting those trees, so... yeah. Best I could hope for is maybe chipping it in from here. Well, let's try it, see what happens. Okay, I didn't hit the trees, that's good. Apropos of nothing, I acquired a copy of Shin Megami Tensei 5 earlier this week, because it was on sale. I have a physical copy from Best Buy, because it was like 30 bucks off. And I've been enjoying it so far, although I'm really glad you can change the field of view from the defaults, because I found I was getting motion sick from it, which is not something that typically happens to me in games. But, I don't know, the zoomed-in camera angles, coupled with the frame rate, was just, I don't know, making me nauseous? Then I was already nauseous from my sinuses being out of whack due to the weather. Oh, heck. But yeah, I've been enjoying it so far. Demon Negotiation is as much of a crapshoot as it's always been in the series, for better or for worse. Love it when you give a demon a bunch of your stuff and a few hundred maca, and then they're like, yeah, you know what, I'm good, see ya. Or they decide to punch you in the face anyway. Although I don't know if in this one they'll take your stuff and then decide, actually, I'm gonna fight you, but I've definitely had them take my stuff and go, yeah. Oh yeah, Demon Negotiation. It's a staple of the mainline Shin Megami Tensei games, where you have demons in your party that fight alongside you, but in order to get them to join you, you encounter them in combat. What the heck? You encounter them in combat, and you have to convince them to join your side. And it's a total crapshoot. Oh, I'm going to the beach. Yes, I am. Because demons do not respond the same way to even the same questions between negotiations, so it's totally up to chance whether or not they'll join you or not. And usually they'll ask, you have to answer a couple questions from them, and then if you've curried enough favor, they'll ask you for stuff, like, give me an item, give me some of your money, give me some of your life or your MP. And sometimes they'll take your stuff and be like, you know what? Nah. Oh, heck, I'm gonna double bogey! No, my birdies that I worked so hard for. Heck. Heck. Diddy's gonna have a meltdown. Customers when they don't get their latte within 30 seconds of ordering it. I gotta stop being salty about work. I feel like I've just been extra salty lately. But yeah, the demon negotiations are an interesting facet of the series, but it can be really just difficult to... not difficult is the word, but you gotta be prepared for any eventuality, because sometimes you'll be trying to negotiate with them, and whatever response you've picked, they've decided, I don't like that, I'm gonna fight you now, and the whole enemy team gets the initiative. And I almost died to a random encounter earlier just because the enemy team got the initiative. Almost a hole-in-one. And, like, they didn't even hit for any weaknesses, they just hit hard. And a couple of them got off these powerful, inaccurate multi-hit attacks that, unfortunately, every hit struck. I lived, but in Mega 10, if your protagonist gets KO'd, it's a game over. At least I assume it's the same for this one as well, because that's how it is in every other game in the series. There are definitely games that reward being thoughtful and meticulous, and even then, stuff will happen completely outside of your control, and you'll die. And it sucks. You just reload and try again. Thankfully, not very often, but sometimes you get ambushed, and ugh. The only games that have really made you motion sick are the first Portal game, and the entire Monkey Ball series. That's surprising. Portal, the first one, definitely made me motion sick. Just when I put, you do the thing where you put a portal on the floor and then on the ceiling, and then you just fall through them and accelerate. And the world was going by so fast, I found myself getting motion sick, which doesn't typically happen. But Monkey Ball, I have not gotten motion sick from. I'd be very sad if I got motion sick from Monkey Ball. Love me some Monkey Ball. We'll stream Monkey Ball someday. I don't know if I'll stream, like, the first one. Monkey Ball 2, certainly. I think Monkey Ball 2 is the best one. Oh, this tree torments me. Tree of preventing me from getting an eagle. Whoosh. Okay, let's see. It's not going that far, but it's very high, and I don't want the wind to carry it too far. Wait.
Nice shot.
Okay, I can work with that.
Nice on.
Don't blow it, Morri. Okay, nice it. Okay, going well enough so far, but gotta keep up this pace if I want to win. Are those cuckoos really going ham today?
Nice shot.
I think they're cuckoos. The whoop, whoop. I associate those with the Mario Golf games because it's just that sound is in like all of them. I don't even know if it's a cuckoo for sure. Just that's what I assume it is. Cuckoo.
Nice shot.
Okay. Ooh.
Nice on. Birdie putt.
I don't know if I'll be able to relive the excitement of that albatross, but I keep hoping for it. There we go.
Very well done.
I'm certainly playing more consistently, knock on wood. Clunk, clunk. Knocking on it very delicately so I don't disturb my microphone. Okay. Since it's windy out, over here should be okay. Wait,
Nice
let me
shot.
take a sip of my beverage here. Huh. It's still very hot today. But it's, let me look outside. Yeah, it's still overcast. I went for some errands this morning, and I passed some people out walking. They're all bundled up in coats with long sleeves, and I'm out there in a t-shirt, thinking this is great walking weather. Whoops. Ooh, I don't like that tree. But I've always liked it when it's a little overcast. You can walk a long time without overheating. And I don't know about you, but I overheat very easily.
Nice on. Birdie putt.
I can't thermoregulate some quirk of my body. I'll blame my wonky thyroid. A huge curve, but a little bit upwards. Should be okay. Ina.
Nice birdie.
Hello, Rai fam, welcome.
Very well done.
I did. I didn't do anything for it, but that means I didn't work, which is great. I got paid, didn't have to go into work, pretty great. I mean, yeah, if I worked at a conventional location, I could go into work and get time and a half, but I hate working holidays. I hate working holidays. They're always a nightmare because everybody and their mom and their grandma and their dog and their grandma's dog are all crowding into the store. And usually when you get families, you get the blended drinks that are time-consuming to make. Don't go on the beach. Don't go on the beach. Okay, okay.
Nice on. Birdie putt.
So it's nice to have some time to myself. I hope you had a nice Friday. And you have a nice 4th of July Monday. A nice, safe one. I don't know if you're in a place where people have access to fireworks. Oh. I knew from that camera angle it wasn't going in, but still.
Nice ball.
Jeez. Oh yeah, thank you for asking. I heard fireworks going off somewhere last night. I mean, I'm hoping they're legal fireworks because I know the city does fireworks for Canada Day, but I couldn't see them from my window because my window looks into a courtyard, so that's out, unfortunately. I know environmentally fireworks aren't great, but I like looking at them.
Nice shot.
No body heat in the morning, so no matter how warm it is outside, you have to bundle up in the morning or take a scalding shower. Ugh. I tend to run cold, but I also overheat very easily. So basically, I'm just never comfortable.
Nice shot.
I remember there was a bit, I don't know if any of you have listened to the My Brother and Me podcast. I've heard bits and a few episodes intermittently, but there was some episode where the question came up, if you could have a potion that did anything, what kind of potion would you want? And my first thought was, I wish I had some kind of potion that ensured I was always a comfortable temperature, no matter what. And not the kind of thing where like, oh, I feel comfortable even though it's minus 30 out, so while I may not be suffering, I'm gonna get frostbite. No, my whole body is impervious to the elements.
Nice bird.
The U.S. should rename the 4th of July America Day. It's Independence Day. It's close enough, right? I'm sure so many people call it America Day anyway. You to be the change you want to see in the world, call it America Day. Who's gonna stop you?
Nice shot.
I mean, I know American patriots can get pretty intense. I don't think they would stop you, though. What caught me off guard, or what catches me off guard, I should say, when I travel to the States, is just the ubiquity of American flags everywhere, like on people's lawns and hanging off their windows and on their houses and all that. It's so strange to me because you don't see that kind of thing here.
Nice shot.
Like, flags are very rare to encounter. Today is the real America Day. July 2nd was when the Declaration of Independence was agreed to. I feel like I might be misremembering. I think I've talked before. There's a YouTube channel I like called Tasting History that talks about historical food and recreates historical recipes. And I'm pretty sure there was one about Independence Day and how someone wanted to celebrate it on a different day than the 4th, but I don't remember which historical figure. I think the episode came out last year. My God, time flies, and I don't like it. I don't like it. It is very weird to an outsider how obsessed America as a whole is with the flag. Oh, tree. Oh, but then if I hit here, then I'm gonna be behind that tree. There are too many trees in this course. Maybe King DDD was onto something. 2 more days for guys from Georgia to make it there and sign it. I guess you didn't really have reliable transportation in the late 18th century, huh? Oh, this tree. Okay, let's try here and see how this goes. Wait.
Nice shot.
Yeah, way too into the flag is right. I remember once I was in a car with my friend there, just driving down some roads in America, and I started counting the number of flags I saw stuck on people's lawns and hanging off their houses and on flagpoles, like on their property, and it was a lot for a short drive. Yay. Your money's on Benjamin Franklin. He wanted to make it on Thanksgiving to push his dream of making the turkey the American bird. I've heard about that. Turkey's not a bad choice. Eagles are not smart, which actually, you know what? No, I'm going to refrain from any further commentary. I do want to say, though, if you've never seen a picture of an eagle from directly head-on, like, they're always shown in profile, but look up a picture of an eagle from directly forward. It's hysterical. They look so lost and confused. Like their mom just told them, we're out of chicken nuggets.
Nice
Oh yeah, I know he agreed with me. Turkey's a good bird.
Birdie putt.
People talk about respecting the flags, but so much of the most common things people do are against the flag code. Oh yeah, that's a thing, right? Like there's certain rules about... Oh, it's not going in, is it? Oh, we're good. There's certain rules about how you're allowed to display it, right? Like the way it's hung up and how parts of it can't be obscured or damaged or whatever. Yeah, after I said I won't go into it. He didn't want the turkey to be the national bird. He just really hated the eagle and said the turkey would be better. What about the albatross, huh? I know, low-hanging fruit.
Nice shot.
Yeah, if you've never seen a picture of an eagle from directly forward, please look one up. It's hysterical. I saw one in the museum, the History Museum in DC, like part of the Smithsonian, and how on the bottom floor, where no one was, it was weird and quiet when everywhere else was crawling with tourists, was just full of taxidermied birds from, I don't remember if it was all across America, or I think it was the state, maybe it was all across America, but there was an eagle there, and I just cracked up when I saw it, just looking at it from the front. They're not very dignified looking birds. Okay.
Birdie putt.
Oh. I think I'm overcompensating though, but the slope, it's a little weird right by the cup. Oh, it's not that bad. Whatever, just wing it. Just wing it. Just wing it. Heck everything. Heck my life. Uh-oh. Oh no. No. Oh, this is my impression of Waluigi from the opening cutscene, everybody. Oh my god, it's not going in again, is it? Holy cannoli! Why? Why is this happening? It's this curve. Oh my god, it's still not going in. Oh, thank god. Thank god. Never been so happy to get a double bogey. Oh, my lead. I'm getting beaten by my bigger half. Eagles are the perfect mascot for America. That bewildered look, it's so confused. It doesn't know where it's going or what it's doing or what it wants, but it wants it now.
Nice shot.
I wish I had Waluigi's skill and control from the intro. Maybe if I carried a rose with me everywhere, I'd probably just cut my hands up every time I tried to pose with it. I like to imagine Waluigi and Lauren's Fire Emblem and James from Pokemon all go for brunch together on Sundays.
Nice on. Birdie putt.
Wah. Wah. Or maybe wah. No, that has to stay in the Hamtaro streams.
Nice
I
bird.
cannot cross the streams.
Very well done.
Hoo-hoo. That was the 18th hole! Oh, heck! My double bogey cost me the win! Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Man, I got third with Peach with the worst score. I don't even get a trophy. I don't even get a freaking trophy. Peach got a trophy. Maybe because I already got a trophy, I don't get the awards ceremony? Welp, that sucks. I'm going back to ring shot mode. Ugh. Ugh. Let's keep working on this, I guess. Do like at least another set of 6. Diddy did that on purpose, just to see DK be happy. What a pal. You're right. You are absolutely right, Claire. Diddy was just being a bro, and I was a fool not to see that. I'm sorry for doubting you, Diddy.
Nice shot.
That's what Diddy gets for not inviting DK to race with him in the N64 era. I feel like there was a lore reason outlined in the manual as to why Donkey Kong was not a participant in Diddy Kong Racing. Like they were away from the island or something? Like, I'm trying to remember.
Nice shot.
Oh, bots. Oh, not okay. I should be fine, I think. You can just roll here. Belle, hello, gamer. How are you doing? How is your fancy new gamer chair treating you? Really? Really? This... What if I hit it from here? Will it decide I'm in the right? I mean, I can't hit it backwards. I need... Hey, Dak. How is your furniture assembly going? Well, this sucks. Yeah, that doesn't count. Dang, okay. You don't got your sword no more. What did you do with your sword? You have a nightstand now. Congratulations, Dak. You are building a lot of stuff, huh? I'm impressed. Or is that the only thing you're working on?
Nice shot.
I feel like you were working on multiple things. Well, that's right. Belle's been assembling furniture, too. What the... Peach, don't aim down there. Thank you. Ooh. Okay, hang on. Okay, I need to roll, but maybe not land in the bunker? We'll see. Wait. Now I feel like I should assemble some furniture just to catch up with you all. Except, no, I don't want to do that, and I don't have room for any furniture. Someday I'd like another bookcase, but that will have to wait. Because I have no room for that. Uh-oh. Probably good, right? It happened again. It happened again. It's taunting me. Just, like, stick your hand in it, Peach. Ugh. Wait.
Nice shot.
That's okay. This is what ring shot is, just restarting a bunch until you get it just right. Oh, I'm in the bunker. Alright, alright. That ain't happening. Whoops. Nope. Control your rage, Peach. Oh. Well, that's not working at all. Nope. Oh, can I... What happened to me? I'm just deteriorating. I got so excited thinking about assembling furniture, and now I don't remember how to play this game anymore. Typical.
Nice shot.
Okay, there we go. That's good. Goo. Semi-rough is okay. I can work with that. Can't really work with that, but okay. Okay. Up.
Nice shot.
That's going in the beach, but that's alright. I'm not submerged in the sand, so that's easier to work with. This time, for real. For definitely sure this time.
Nice.
Nice. You built your shells, and the only two things you need are a dresser, which is on its way, and a sofa. You do not think you want an assemblable one. No, an assemblable sofa. Sofa. Sounds miserable to put together. Ugh.
Nice shot.
Ow.
Pin shot.
Great, now it's all curved weird. I'm sick of curvy greens. Although the ball does curve more dramatically on the tournament ones now. I'm all... Oh, it's not going in. It's not going in, is it? The drama. The drama. Ugh. Chill golf. Chill golf. We are here to chill and play golf. And I'm gonna drink this ginger lime kombucha I've got. that is mildly alcoholic, but it's fine. I mean, people drink mildly alcoholic beverages and play golf all the time.
Nice shot.
What do they call golf? The King's Game or something? Sport of Kings? I don't know why. It doesn't sound very kingly. Sport of Princesses, maybe. Eh. Okay.
Nice shot.
Oh, are you kidding? What happened here? Oh, I just want to be free from this hole. And if I got really desperate, I could go and do another one, but I don't want to do that. That's wimping out. It's cowardly.
Nice shot.
Okay. Good. Alright. And I'm not even on the semi-rough or anything. If I could not roll in the bunker here, I feel that would be great, but it's just this... You bounce a lot on this fast fairway. And I don't want to risk not rolling far enough.
Okay.
Okay. People call golf the game of kings, though for you, because of bias, that title belongs to tennis and bowling. I haven't gotten to go bowling, like in real life, in a long time. It's fun, though. The hard part is convincing people to go with you, because it's very lonely by yourself.
Nice shot.
And also the rules that you have to give yourself a funny name on the scoreboard. You don't have to, but it's more enjoyable that way.
Complete.
Yes! Well, that was a good chip in. You need bumpers for bowling. It's no fun when you gutter every time. I think I've only gotten to go 10-pin bowling once. Every time I've gone, it's been the little baby 5-pin bowling, which honestly I think is better because, as I've mentioned, I have freakishly tiny baby hands, and I feel like the average golf ball is just too large for me. Okay, this is kind of a weird one. I need something lower that actually makes it, though, because I don't want to... What if I bounced on the rock and then tried to make it to the fairway that way? Would that work? I don't know. This isn't going through them. That's the problem. I need to drill it right through here. I don't know if this, like, this sandy place is out of bounds or not.
Nice.
Oh, not nice. We should all go bowling together. I don't know how to facilitate this, but in spirit, we're all going bowling together. There was only some kind of like Wii Sports bowling you could do online. I'd be keen.
Nice shot.
Okay, this time.
Nice.
There we go. Very nice. The other too heavy for you? Yeah. I'm a lot stronger than I look, but just because my hands are so small that I don't know if I'd be able to get a safe grip on a large bowling ball, you know? They do not make the standard bowling ball size with people under 120 pounds and tiny hands in mind. It is not fair for those of us with tiny hands. The world is not meant for those of us with teeny tiny hands. I will never be a guitar maestro. That's fine. I got another shot. I can't full combo songs on Expert on Guitar Hero because my hands are physically too small to hit the 1st and the 5th fret at the same time. And some songs feature that. Horse racing is the sport of kings, then bowling is a very good sport as well. I've only gotten to be on a horse twice in my life. It was fun, though. But I was beleaguered with horrible allergies both times and spent they were both during band trips, and I spent, like, the rest of the trip, like, wheezing uncomfortably. Okay, I might have to, I don't know if I can, I want to get through this one in the first shot, but I just have to try and set it up so I can get it through both here. The nice thing was that I didn't have to help put the instruments and stuff away in the buses, because I was just allergies all the way down. And I thought I was allergic to horses for a long time, but it's just the stuff that was out in nature, grasses and whatnot. Oh, this is a really ugly shot. Yeah, I don't really love any of these options. Well, I think I'm clipping through that other ring enough.
Nice shot.
Oof. Is that why you kept failing Guitar Hero? Possibly. Like, I can basically do up to hard, but it gets to a point where I am physically unable to press the buttons I need to because my hands are too small. Tiny hand problems. Okay, I gotta get it in this donut and then I gotta sink it. No pressure.
Nice shot.
Nope. No. Just like, please clip the edge of it. No. I did the hard shot and then I screwed up the... I can't even say it's the less hard shot. It's the hard but in a different direction shot. God, these freaking palm trees, go away. Who put palm trees on a beach? What monster did this? Yeah. Oh my god. Help. Help. Oh, maybe I could just, like, squeeze by. Okay. Squeezing by.
Nice shot.
Palm tree had leaves of iron, I'll say. Uh-oh. Should have backspun. I can't. I don't think I can physically get enough distance. I'll try, but I don't think this is happening. Because the ring is a bit above ground. Yeah. You don't remember the one where... I'm reading the chat out of order. A Simpsons reference. You don't remember the one where he works at a bowling alley. You do know the one where he competes against the Holy Rollers. Holy cow, Morri. Use your words. No. I'm allergic to words, just like I'm not allergic to horses. Oh. Something about that sound effect sounded like the tree was going shh. Like the tree was sighing in disgust. Maybe it'd be better if I hit it here, so I have an easier setup shot. This freaking palm tree can get out of my way. The golf ball had the inertia of nothingness. The tree just absorbed all of the inertia. Okay, well, at least this is a little more sensible. Okay. They really put, like, they carefully engineered where all the trees in this game go, just to be maximum irritating. Okay. Now I need a little more oomph to get in the donut. Ugh. This is not in the donuts. I need to be in the donuts. I don't want the wind to blow me out of the donut, though. I don't want to land in the bunker because I have to put it in after this. I have a recollection of this being one of, like, the worst ring shot holes for this purpose, because this final shot is a nightmare. Let's try here. Maybe just on the cusp of the beach. And that's not going in. Maybe I can chip it in. Haha, right. No, I can't even do that. I can't even hit it out of here.
Nice shot.
Oh my god. I just did that unseriously. Can you imagine if that went in? That would be hysterical. That would have been legendary. Maybe I should have tried a little harder. But no, maybe the game knew that I wasn't trying seriously and it decided to taunt me? Peach could hit it harder if only Mario stood aside. You are holding her back, Mario. Preventing her from reaching her full potential. Okay. Right here. Didn't actually check to see if it was going through the first ring, but we're okay. Okay, and now that palm tree is not in my way. We're good. Maybe this will let me like roll. I don't know, let's try it. Wait. Yes. Oh. Oh, thank God it's flat. Ah, yatta. Took me less tries than the last hole, huh? Should you work on your VTuber today? Your test rigging your hacker switch. VTuber. The cute sheep? I want to see the cute sheep. Does it take a long time to render in Blender? Although I guess my first problem should be like just making proper reference art. I get so frustrated when I try doing it. I tried doing some earlier today, actually, like proper reference art for me, for my model. Boy, that is not convenience up there. I might need to switch characters to somebody who hits the ball higher, because I just don't think Peach is capable of... Oh, never mind. I had the distance tailed back. We're good. But yeah, I don't know. I can't draw. Even using a symmetry tool, there's something weird with how my brain perceives objects. I can't hold a steady image in my head. It's difficult to articulate, but it makes art very frustrating. Not really depending on how picky you are in topology, but you're very picky. I think it's good, though. Quality control, you know? Okay. Thank God the green is flat.
Complete.
Have you done 3D recently, Claire? Because you've done some before in the past, right? But mostly it's pixel stuff. Where's the ring? I should find the ring for... There it is. Over the cabana. I'm gonna bring a watermelon and make some juice so long as a cataquack doesn't obliterate it. I can't really see where I'm aiming this. I guess this little patch of land here. Hang on. I really can't see where I'm aiming this. I don't want to bounce and hit something and fall into the water. Maybe I should be doing another setup shot instead of here. So I hit to the left somewhere. Like here, and then I hit to the middle, and then I hit, and then I putt. That might be more sensible. Let's try it and see how that goes. Never got to texturing and making a good outfit, though. Yeah, that's... Still haven't finished texturing my updated model here, because I try doing the cardigan and I get irritated. I don't have the patience. Somebody texture the cardigan for me. Okay. This should be good. Am I through the ring? I am through the ring. Okay. Get over there, get over there, get over there. Okay. Careened over the Koopa Cabana. Now I gotta get on here and I gotta sink the pipe. No worries. No biggie. Maybe a little worries. One worries. Thunk. Alright, Peach, you gotta chip it in from here. No, you can definitely do this. Atta girl. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oops. Nope, not that. If I could just get here from the get-go, I'd have an extra shot to putt, but I don't think it might be doable, but I'd land in a really awkward position. I can try it. I think I am going in the water. I am going in the water. Doink. Nice shot! Ball lands exactly where it started. I mean, in some ways it is a nice shot, for how technically impressive it is. Where's the sweet spot? About here? Here.
Nice shot.
She doesn't have hair, but the body topography is done. I would love to see. Menu font is good, right? Interesting, we've had some talks about font lately. Somebody mentioned they liked the font in Hamtaro the other day. I don't remember who it was, but said it reminded them of Paper Mario. Which, yeah, you know what? I see it. Okay, that is entirely too high. Okay. Here? Okay. Remember when, like, menu UIs were cute and creative, instead of everything being, like, sterile, Arial font, bland, you know what I mean? Like, Super Mario Party style UI design. Mario Golf Super Rush UI design, ugh. I don't want minimalist UIs. I want whatever the dating UI from Undertale was. I want to see crime. I want to see reel it in. I want to see egg.
Nice shot.
Okay. Kind of an ugly putt though. I hope I can do it. I'm scared now. Like the green has any curve, I'm scared. Ah, yogatta. Feels good to get that over with. Heartburn. Please don't give me heartburn game. Oh, this should be alright, I think. If they were really wanted to be mean, they'd make it really windy. But they didn't. Thanks, designers. I might have still screwed that up.
Nice.
Nice, indeed.
Nice on. Birdie putt. Complete.
It's just like how back in the day, physical copies of games had colorful, engaging instruction manuals that played into the day's lore, but nowadays, they're just a slip of paper with a list of the controls at their present period. Yeah. I used to love reading the manuals for that reason. My brother made fun of me for reading manuals, but I don't know, there was something charming about them. You know, and plus, like, there were interesting, like, original artwork you could see in the manual. Like, remember the manual for Smash Bros. On the N64 and the unique art style it had? Or, like, Diddy Kong Racing, I think the manual mentioned why Donkey Kong wasn't present. I think Timber, the tiger, his family owned the island or something? Hang on, where's the ring? Am I just not seeing it? I am not seeing it. Where is it? Oh, there it is. No wonder I didn't see it. Alright, that's... Well, let's just hope I can get in here.
Nice shot.
Yeah, Timber Islands! God, I love Diddy Kong Racing. It didn't make the warp pipe noise. I'm really disappointed. Oh, hang on. I gotta check out Belle's sheep tuber. Oh, that's so cute. I'm getting Splatoon vibes just from the look of, like, the facial proportions. Like the sort of the heavy eyeliner, for lack of a better word, and the round nose. They're so cute. Belle, can I show this off on stream again? I understand if you'd rather I not, though. And their feet. A good chunk of Legend of Zelda lore was given through the instruction manuals, especially in the first two games. The first two games were before my time, but I've seen pictures of the manuals. The art in the original Zelda manual is also very cute. Not this time, okay, I'm not going to show off Belle's tuber, but please rest assured they're very cute. Love those eyes. Sheep pupils, really good. It's like a little bonus for being here, that you get to appreciate Belle's tuber. Don't worry about it, Peach. Maybe worry about it a little bit.
Complete.
Oof, got scared for a second there. Okay. Enjoying my beverage. Chain Chomp, caution. How long has it been has it taken you to render her so far? I've never worked in Blender before. I've watched some tutorials on it, because for a while I thought maybe I should learn how to render my own model in 3D. But, you know, like, well, I gotta make a proper reference sheet first, and... Gotta start with the basics. Learn to walk before you can run, etc. Should maybe pay a little more attention to where I'm hitting. Okay, so there and there. I wonder if I can get both of these in one go. Maybe. Maybe. As long as I don't wake the chomp. Don't wake Chompy.
Nice shot. Nice.
Oh, we're good, we're good. Oh, that was almost out of bounds, I think. That would have been not good. Emphatically not good. Okay. Shortchanging it might be useful, actually, since it's windy.
Nice shot.
Oh, heck. Ow. Jeez. Well, it's okay, because I can't see where I'm putting anyway. The ring is in my way. Having some beverage. Man, I should bring back Paper Mario for one of these streams, but I think I'd have to reset it up after all my stuff got deleted off this computer. It was just, oh, what a pain. Lost your whole message. Oh, I hate that. You ever have it when you're trying to type something in a window in your browser, and then you try and backspace, but then your browser decides, oh, did you want to go back an entire page? Sure. And then you forward again, but everything's gone. I remember I used to get in the habit back in live journal days. I would copy the text I was writing obsessively sometimes, because just in anticipation of that occurring. I really don't want to go out of bounds. Oh, it's because it's trying to go in the chomp pit. The chomp pit is out of bounds. Oh, I need to free myself from the chomp pit.
Okay. Nice.
Okay, good. Don't have a power shot to draw from, unfortunately.
Nice shot.
Okay, good. 30-foot putt. Not good. Just enough of a curve to be annoying. Too long because you're doing lots of house stuff every day. Yeah, that's completely understandable. Not going to be super well optimized, and rigging is hard. Not good at rigging in Blender because you learned in Maya and they have different systems. Oh. Maya's bones and weight painting is far superior. Why use Blender over Maya? I say as someone who... I know generally Blender is seen as a superior option, but I don't know why. I remember, though, back in the day, Maya was the program du jour, but I guess when Blender came out, people were like, actually, no. Maya. I'm gonna give it the old college try. Tim gotta pay for college. Peach gotta pay for college. Oh, just hit the ball, Morri. Just hit the ball, Morri. Just hit the ball, Morri. Tam going to trade school. Maya is a pain to pirate. Maya is the industry standard. Blender is only more popular because it's free and it's almost as good. I love that that kind of powerful software is available for free. That kind of thing makes me happy. There's great free art programs out there for people who want to dabble but don't necessarily want to invest. Is Maya subscription too? God, like, thanks a lot, Adobe. Subscription for art programs is just evil. Even Live 2D, if you want the full version, is a subscription. I suppose if I did my own model, I'd buy like a month and then challenge myself. Okay, turn off that ADHD brain. You gotta get on it before your subscription wears out and you have to pay for another month.
Nice.
Maya is 2,330 Canadian dollars a year. I mean, I know, what is the word I want? Software with sort of a minimal market is really expensive. Like, my dad was a geomatics engineer, and the software that he used, like AutoCAD, was very expensive because it was a very specialized use. So, of course, they wouldn't sell, you know, as much. But, like, that for a subscription? It should be a one-time purchase. Even when it wasn't subscription, it's expensive. Yeah, who could afford the subscription? And, like, that's per license, right? So even if you're a studio, like, that's per user. Gross. Anyway, sorry, I was golfing, not being outraged by the price of art.
Nice shot.
The subscription is more than your car payment. Jeez. Studios and education places can buy for cheaper since they buy bulk. Even then, though, that's so much money. It's relatively flat, but then that little slope.
Complete.
Woof. What you hate most is, like, if you're rich, you can buy an expensive program easy. If you're not, you can save up but can eventually get it if it means a lot to you. Subscription services are... No, it doesn't matter how much you want it. It comes out of your margins. That's articulated so well, my problem with that kind of system. Oh, this is gonna be tricky to do with Peach, because I gotta make it up there in enough shots. And all these bunkaroonies are not helping. Why are you even giving me the option to shoot up there? That's not gonna help me. Ugh. Okay. Here? Maybe good?
Nice shot.
I want to see the last model Claire made. Hang on. Oh, I remember that one. Of Coraline, right? Big glasses, top tier character design. Love it. It's just a hard gatekeeping against poor people, and you find it especially unconscionable for the tools required to do a craft, right? Like, especially in recent memory, like, so many companies are, you know, digging into the already very minimal profits that artists make, like on places like Etsy. And it's just awful, because making stuff is already so expensive, and a lot of people don't, I think, realize how expensive it is to make stuff for a craft. And then they complain to artists like, you need to lower your prices. What do you mean your commissions cost like however much money? I can't afford that, it should be cheaper, not understanding that it's your time and your skills, and if it's a physical medium, your resources that you're paying for.
Nice shot.
Your characters are so cute, Claire. Can I just say, whoa. I killed him. That's not supposed to happen. Well, I guess it is, but sorry. Did Peach just commit regicide? It's fine if, like, a monarch does it to another monarch, right? Phew. Rip King Bob. Look, his people are free now. They can start a democracy, hopefully. I don't know what Bob-ombs would start. Maybe a meritocracy. I don't know. Okay, so I gotta bonk it off this ring. And then I gotta hit it back up on top in my second shot. And then I gotta drill it in. Easy, right? Easy. Ugh.
Nice shot.
Peach's intrigue skill was not high enough to keep her assassination plot secret. Why should she have to keep it a secret, honestly? Oh. Oh. That's not happening. Let me try that again. It did go better than expected, except for the part where I landed in the bunker.
Nice shot.
Oh, I forgot to take my pain medicine before the stream, and my shoulder is acting up. Oh, power through it, Morri. Power through it. Oh, power through it, Peach. Get up there. She's not getting up there. Maybe if I use a different club, I won't bounce quite as violently. Let's try that.
Nice shot.
The Bob-ombs will start a Bobby-tocracy when Bobby starts calling the shots. Gosh darn, I was close though. I had the right idea. Let's see, what did I use? A 9-iron last time? Let's try the 8-iron.
Nice shot.
Maybe just like a Bob-tocracy. A Bobocracy. These are just turning into terrible Monopoly spin-offs. But instead of flipping the table, you explode when you don't like what happens.
Nice shot.
Monopoly has enough verbal explosions. It's time to put up or shut up. I mean, it's time to blow up or shut up. I mean, golf. Oh, Peach. Peach! Oh, I mean, I can't blame Peach. I don't know if I can really blame myself either. It's just this whole... okay, maybe if I curve the ball, it will bounce more to the side. Stop going in the bunker.
Okay.
Stop. Oh, maybe if I do a super backspin. Oh, this sucks. Okay, let me try the 4-iron. Why not? Why not? Why not?
Nice shot. Okay.
Good, stop. Okay, what if I let it roll really far? So no, that would just make it land in the water. What is the trick to this? I mean, I've done it before. I don't remember what the trick is. Pick a god and pray. The front spin, you think?
Okay. Good.
Wait. Oh. We're here. We did it. We did it, everybody. This is good, right? Yes.
Nice shot.
Oh, no. No, I had the opportunity and I ruined it. Yarareta. Oh, no. I don't remember what I did last time now. Was it the 4-iron? Let's try the top spin. Like what Claire said. Well, we're on the fairway. I'll take it. No, don't putt. Okay, I gotta power shot my way up here, though. Very ugly shot. Ooh.
Nice shot.
No. Why does this keep happening to me? Peached again. My curse. My burden. This seems to be a good spot, though.
Nice shot. Okay.
If need be, I can switch to a character with a higher shot. Capotico did confirm to me that you can use any character in the ring shot mode, and it does save your progress between characters. So, for unlocking the character you get for clearing all the ring shot stages, it counts no matter how many times you switch characters. I'm articulate, I swear. Ugh. Oh, the backspin was a mistake. Okay, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Woof. I did it. Freaking did it. Mushroom Doom. Did you know, and I learned this from the cutting room floor, that there is, you know how when you land somewhere it says the type of terrain you're on, like fairway, fringe, green, rough, rock, whatever. Apparently if you're right up against a mushroom, there is a mushroom terrain too. I may have to switch characters. Peach just is not able to get up there, but you know what? I'm gonna let her take a shot anyway. Make her feel good about herself. I want to hear that doyoing. Heck yeah. Whoa. Whoa. I'm pretty sure we're going out of bounds on this one. Actually, real quick, are there any flower patches here? I never showed off the thing where you hit your ball into a flower patch, but I don't think there's one on this stage. Okay, hang on. I'm gonna main menu. Okay, I need somebody with a stronger shot. I don't have star bows. Let's see, what is she? 235 starred. There we go, Yoshi. Does Yoshi hit high enough, though? Maybe I need more. Junior's got an even stronger shot, but he doesn't hit it very high. No, Diddy hits it even higher. Let's try my boy DK, the little one. Okay. Or pipe. Mushroom Doom. Okay. Actually, you know what? I don't think any character can make it. I think you just have to hit the mushroom and then bounce? Oh, no, maybe. Yeah, okay, I think you gotta hit the top and then bounce here. Let's find out.
Nice shot. Okay.
Oh. Yatta. Oh, you got my hopes up, Diddy. Wow. Okay. Take two. Take two.
Nice shot.
Okay, maybe this time.
Okay.
Okay. I don't really have any control over where it lands. Out of bounds. The stage is currently living up to the Doom part of its name. Maybe if I could get a large shotgun, that would be better. Just shoot the mushroom out of the sky. Okay. Now, where am I gonna bounce on this thing so I don't land somewhere undesirable? Maybe here.
Nice shot.
Or we'll just keep changing characters. The doingings will continue until morale improves. Ugh. Okay. Now I have to get up there. I have to get up there. Oh my god, why? Why is this happening to me? Just get out of there, Diddy. Get out of there. You always forget that the DK crew are technically part of Mario's universe. It is an easy thing to overlook, isn't it? How different things would have been if, like, Rare owned the Donkey Kong license and Microsoft got it. I don't want to think about it, honestly. That would be too weird.
Complete.
Woohoo. We did it. We freaking did it. I kind of want to go back to Peach, actually. Like, I know it saves between characters, but just in case, that way there's only one I have to do. It's Peach. I don't even main Peach or anything, it's just she's who I picked, and that's who I got. Oh, I almost picked it again. And I'm like, oh, why isn't this cleared? Okay. Oh, there are flower patches on this stage. I wonder if I can... Let me just, hit the ball and then hit it into some flowers really quick so you can see the little Easter egg I was talking about, assuming it will happen on this. Peach is home! Doesn't happen very often these days, does it? Okay, let me just, like, drill the ball into some flowers here. And hopefully you should see.
Nice shot.
Did you see them?
Nice shot.
You certainly heard them, I hope. One more for the road.
Nice shot.
Okay, for real. Okay. Ugh. Another ugly shot. I got distracted because I thought that little purple mushroom on the T, I saw it, I thought that looks like a Tangela. You know, the Pokemon. I have one, well, I have a Tangrowth on my Legends team named Juniper. Okay, for real. Let's try that again here. It'll be funny, I have to switch characters anyway. No, I think Peach can do this, if I get my act together, maybe. Get in there, get in there! Nice, nice, nice. Nice, nice, nice. There's a lot of rings I gotta hit here. Okay, hang on, and there's more down here, I think. Hello, Curtis, how have you been? I am currently roasting because it's stupid hot here. Let me look outside. Still overcast, but super hot. Muggy. I don't like it when it's muggy. I wish it would just rain already. Not rain for 30 seconds and then wimp out utterly, which is what always happens. Okay. It's windy, though. It's not super windy, but it is down.
Nice shot.
Ooh. Oh, no. In some ways, that would be impressive that I managed to hit the edge of the pipe. Only 17C, but there's no air conditioning in here, and it's really muggy and hot. I'm on the top floor of this building, which it's not a very tall building, but it's still the top floor. I am overheating. Olimar's log, day 20. I was on the verge of bringing back an amazing treasure when suddenly I was almost killed by a strange, large ball. It happened so fast, but the last thing I remember before passing out was hearing someone say, "Did I win?" Which should be incredibly loud from Olimar's perspective. Olimar goes deaf from Peach's victory cry. Okay, this time. I guess the wind did not affect me as much as I thought it would.
Nice shot.
You lucked out that your rooms, because they're on the ground floor, and really, north-facing are the coolest in the house, so you don't need AC in here. Oh, good luck! I'm glad you are learning how to cook. I think that is an essential skill that everyone should have if they're able to. Ganbatte! Good luck with your writing, too! Perhaps not necessarily an essential skill from everyone's points of view, but you know what? Writing is fun. Sure love to do it again someday. I am not going in that pipe. Bye, boogity. But I burned up some Pikmin, so that's okay. 24 degrees Celsius outside, you could wear a sweater. Ugh. I can't thermoregulate very well, though. I don't think you were here when I mentioned it, but I think maybe it's because I have a wonky thyroid that I'm either too hot or too cold most of the time. What? I did not get that ring. I'm glad I noticed I didn't get that ring, because it wouldn't have been sad if I got all the way to the cup and then I got it in. I'm like, wait a minute, how come I failed? Ugh, this course demands a lot of precision. There we go, 245. Okay. You gonna go through that top one now?
Nice shot.
I'm dying, Squirtle. That's okay. I've got medication for it, although sometimes on a workday I skip my thyroid meds and I take my ibuprofen instead. Because the medication I'm on stipulates that you take it 30 minutes before eating anything on an empty stomach, so like first thing in the morning, but you also can't take other medications within like 2 hours of taking it, just because it affects their efficacy.
Nice shot.
The rooms in your house tend to easily reach 80 degrees Fahrenheit or 26 degrees Celsius. Ugh, and your body's adapted. It is Synthroid, yes, that is the sauce, the stuff. Okay, this time, for sure, for real, please. I want to get in here. I want to get in here. Oh, I'm not going to get in here. That's what your mom and grandma take. You lucked out or it's just waiting for you. Oh my god. Oh, you never know. Maybe it skipped you. As far as I know, no one else in my immediate family has thyroid issues, or if they did, they were never diagnosed. I mean, it's nice to have some, I guess, answers for the fact that I just have horrible chronic fatigue. I mean, before I got diagnosed, it was really bad. Like, I could sleep like 12, 13 hours and I would still be exhausted.
Okay.
So things are a little easier to manage now. But I still don't thermoregulate well, and I still get tired very easily, which is difficult with a job as draining as mine. I don't have enough time to dedicate to my hobbies because work just saps all the energy from me. Ugh.
Nice shot.
Please go in the pipe. Go in the pipe. Go in the pipe. Thank you. Having medical problems sucks, but yeah, knowing why you're having them is at least some peace of mind and alleviates a bit of the mental strain, yeah. So I'm not just going, why am I tired all the time, and not understanding why. Oh, I don't understand why this tree is here. Oh, like if I pull back, I hit the dang tree. Okay, is that going through? I think so. So as long as I don't flub this up, it should be okay, maybe. I may have flubbed it up.
Nice.
Oh, no, maybe we're okay.
Excellent.
Nice.
Birdie putt.
And I got a putt to spare.
Complete.
Yahoo! When you got that ADHD diagnosis, so many things in your life made sense that didn't before. That helped almost as much as the meds do. You know, when I last saw my doctor a couple months ago, I actually mentioned that that medication you told me about to them that I forget the name of now, but they're like, well, you have to see a psychiatrist first. And there's a free one you can see through the clinic, but it'll take a long time. And they still haven't gotten back to me, so who knows. Especially good if you're like you and eventually start to wonder if the grindiest influencers are right and maybe I'm just lazy and should adjust my self-image accordingly. I have had that problem for so long. What was that twinkly noise? What made that twinkly noise? Is there a sparkling boo somewhere? I don't know. But yeah, that's really messed with me a lot too. Just, especially my parents, my dad in particular, was always loved to parrot that stupid quote from Star Wars, do or do not, there is no try. God, I hate that line. Because it was just, you're not trying hard enough. You're not doing it. Just do it, Morri. Just do it. Not understanding, I've tried to explain it, because I've seen the analogy made like this, where my dad, my teachers, whoever would always say, just take the first step and you'll find doing everything else is so much easier. The problem is that, okay, so the first step for let's say a neurotypical brain that does not have ADHD is just, you know, a few inches off the ground. For someone like me, that first step is a 30-foot sheer cliff face. All right? That's why starting on tasks can be such a monumental struggle. So please understand, I'm not being lazy, I'm not being stubborn, I'm not digging my heels in the ground probably. You know, it's just sometimes, even the things I want to do, I can't do it because my brain is all no. But brain, I want it, no. But brain, we have to, no. And it sucks. Miserable, awful, anyway, golf.
Okay. Nice shot.
Your first day in ADHD meds, you were like, well, crap, no wonder people get so much done. Oh, I'm jealous. I want to be able to get things done. I want to be able to focus. Love to be able to focus someday. I don't think this is going to go in, but that's okay. I got an extra putt, so...
Complete.
People will say, oh, make a list then, and it'll make the first step less intimidating. When you're off meds, the list becomes the 30-foot cliffside, right? Only people with ADHD truly understand what the first step issue is. It's so totally just, it is hard to describe. Oh, this is a weird one. You can make lists until you die. That doesn't mean you'll get things done. I can't even make lists. My brain doesn't want to make lists. It's like how I'm allergic to writing things down in games. I can't make lists either. As someone who comes from a family with a long history of OCD, you get where I'm coming from when it comes to mental blocks. That, too. You know what is a huge peeve of mine that I still hear on a semi-regular basis? is when someone is organizing something, whatever, and they're like, "Teehee, I'm so OCD." I'm like, really? Are you? Are you? Are you sure? Because OCD is debilitating. Speaking as somebody who has OCD, like diagnosed proper OCD, not teehee, I'm so OCD, I like to make sure my bookshelves are meticulously organized. That's not what it is. Ugh. Although there is a difference between OCD and OCPD, so. Biggest cringe, bipolar is another one that people misuse. Oh yeah, I don't have that myself, but I have also seen people misuse that. Sorry, I'm like trying to line this up and it's... Okay, I think this works, maybe? I hope I'm going through all the rings. But yeah, like, when people, you know, they're experience some sort of shift in mood and they're like, oh, I'm bipolar, are you sure? I have experienced it secondhand, with, again, I don't want to get into personal things, but, it's not something you go tee-hee about, you know? People using Tourette's to describe people with blue streaks, also terrible. Like, an actual mental illness is not some cute character quirk that you can co-opt. Like, for people who actually have these, it is frequently debilitating and a point of ridicule for many. Morri hit the ball. You're stalling. I know, Morri hit the ball. People are often like, well, we're all a little bipolar or ADHD. No, you're not. Stop. Stop. Oh, I'm sorry, Belle. I wish people could be more respectful and understanding of mental health in general. I like how I'm playing a chill golf game. We're getting on some serious topics here, but I think some things need to be said. Where is the ring? It's not in, like, the bob-omb, is it? You know, maybe if I... Let me go back to the... I don't want to go back to the main menu, whatever. Where's the hole? Does anybody remember what this hole was called, so I can maybe try and find it? Where is it? Wish I could freely turn the camera. Wish I could just walk around here. Get me a mode where I can drive a golf cart around. Oh, wait, there it is. It's on the other side of the bob-omb. Okay. Oh, that's a tricky one to make. So you gotta hit the bomb, but it explodes when you do that, and will send your ball flying away.
Nice shot.
Yeah, people talking about their mental health, yeah, because the more open we are about it, the easier it is for everyone to be honest and get healthier. Yeah, I agree, people our age are better than the previous generation, for sure. This is not gonna work out for me at all, but I'm gonna hit it anyway. Just let me see what this bob-omb sitch is like. I thought the ring was on its back. Where is it? Oh, you know what it is? I think it's in the bob-omb. Let me restart this. Okay, that explains some things. I wonder if I could, like, make it across the bridge and bounce and hit it in one shot. Let's try.
Nice shot.
Wow. I need to swap characters again because I have to do this. Let me just confirm the ring is in here.
Nice shot.
Pew. There it is. You can stop rolling now. You can stop rolling now. Okay. Maybe I could get it through the ring and onto the green? That would be convenient, although... my ball lie is atrocious here. Being on this bridge. Yeah, I don't think this is gonna happen. Why did I backspin? I don't know. Well, let's try and chip it in. I mean, why not? Crazier things have happened. You should ask about OCD next time you get the chance. You're always afraid to talk about anything other than ADHD due to medicine being so controlled. But you don't think OCD meds are controlled? Yeah, I know ADHD meds are amphetamines, which is why they're controlled, but I don't know what's used for OCD.
Nice shot.
Metal Yoshi Pro Gamer, oh my gosh, I watched your stuff on YouTube. Holy cow, hello! I respect your skills so much. Wow. Wait, I have my model out. I'm gonna wave. Hello. Holy smokes. Look, for me, who plays a lot of Mario Golf, this is a big deal. I watch your stuff on YouTube.
Nice shot.
Pew. But I think I'm gonna have to swap characters for this one. I don't know if it's gonna happen with Peach. But yeah, welcome! Were you also just streaming some golf? Although I think I'm gonna have to switch characters. My wishful thinking of bouncing off this bridge to hit this bob-omb I don't think is going to happen. Alas, I'm gonna have to put Peach back in the box for one more. But yeah, hello Raiders! I hope you're having a wonderful Saturday, afternoon, or whatever it may be in your time zone. I've just been streaming some chill Mario Golf on Saturdays because I love this game. And it's nice to unwind, but yeah, I don't think it's happening with Peach. Wishful thinking, perhaps? Pew. Actually, no, if I'm down here, I might be able to make this work. I can lay up and tickle the bomb in the front left corner. That is a lot more sensible, isn't it? I've done all these before back on the GameCube, but it's been a very long time, so I do not remember the ideal strategies at all. Maybe this will work out. Let's see here. Sometimes I play this game sensibly, and then sometimes I just do whatever I want, which doesn't always work out, but as long as we have a good time. Well, as long as somebody has a good time, I might not. Okay. Oh, and how generous, just a nice flat green.
Complete.
Ah, yahoo. Setting an alarm on your phone. I mean, if it's for ADHD meds, though, setting the alarm may be the problem. Let's see. Okay, it's this one. Gotta get it right in the middle of that Celtic knot, huh? Oh, yes, that's true. Where do I want to hit it here? Is it possible to hit a bullet bill? Which obviously has confers no benefit and would be actively detrimental, but I just wonder, academically, could you hit a bullet bill out of midair? I should try. I don't think I can, well, over the water, but I would have to time it so perfectly. I think we would be here for a very long time on the bullet bill percent. They probably don't have a hitbox, yeah, I don't think they would be programmed with one, but wouldn't that be funny? Some ambitious programmer thinking, wouldn't it be wild if somebody got their ball hit out of the air by a bullet bill? Let's see, I may not get enough height I need from here to get through all three. Well, maybe. Let me see here. Finicky little camera, no, not enough height. But yes, enough height. Do not want to hit a thwomp. Oh, we try it, see what happens. Why not? Oh, hello, Endora. Well, I guess the Saturday streams are kind of a new thing that I've just been doing temporarily, because at one point I thought, let's play some golf, and I'm here. I've been well, aside from sweaty. It's so hot here. No air conditioning life, you know how it is. Well, you know how it is if you don't have air conditioning.
Nice.
Oh. Can I have a mulligan? Can I have a mulligan? No, I don't have any AC in this apartment. I've got a fan going, but it's clearly not enough. And if I move it any closer, the microphone is already picking it up very faintly. Perhaps I should try a different spot to set up, but these fast fairways, I do care not for them. You like the Saturday afternoon one. One more Morri stream a week you can attend. Oh, well, I'm glad. Maybe I should do cart or something on a Saturday afternoon. Okay, let's see. I kind of wish there was a visual effect when your ball is going through a ring, like the trajectory is. Like, I think later Mario Golf, if I'm not misremembering, the ring will spin or something if your trajectory is going through it. I could be grossly misremembering. Let's see if I could see where I'm aiming. It should be alright to set things up, I think. Knock on wood.
Nice shot. Nice.
Excellent. Okay. We are in business. Now I just gotta get on the green and set it up. Everything is all hunky-dory. That may not be hunky-dory. Never mind. Big skill, thank you. I really have, as I've said before, I have no frame of reference for my skill level at this game. I've played a lot of golf, but not against other people. As I mentioned, I watched a lot of Metal Yoshi Pro Gamer stuff on YouTube, who does some great Mario Golf videos, including like really skillful playthroughs of the original Mario Golf 64 against the maximum difficulty CPU with Plum, who is the weakest character. Which, mad respect. Have I considered implementing better Twitch TV emotes? I think I can enable that through OBS, but I've never done so. Maybe I should. I haven't actually looked up on how one enables that. Yeah, she is the weakest character statistically speaking. She's got the weakest drive. So facing her off against Metal Mario, who has the strongest drive, is extremely challenging, especially on the Mario Star course, which is the most difficult one in the original game. Plum's not really designed for such large courses. Level 1 Sherry from the Game Boy Color game, true. I never got to play the Game Boy... Oops, there goes my shot. The Game Boy Color Mario Golf until the 3DS Virtual Console. So I never got to transfer characters from it. I did Advance Tour, though, with Neil and Ella. Rat Jam is your favorite. Oh. Is it like Neil banging out the tunes? Does anyone know Neil banging out the tunes outside of Tumblr? Hang on. I need to look at this. Oh, this one! Okay, it's not Neil banging out the tunes, but it feels like spiritually it's Neil banging out the tunes. I am in front of the ring, so... Oh, you're right. I thought maybe my shot will go through it, but I guess I missed the ring. Hang on. Hang on. Let's do this again. Soliloquizing too much about past Mario Golfs. This is the problem. So glad there are fans for this series out there, can I say. Maybe I could do something weaker with a higher trajectory. Okay. Let's try that. Ugh.
Nice shot.
I hope they bring Plum back. In some capacity. No, didn't hit it. Didn't hit it. And my shot is not going to go through it. Why do you torment me, Peach? It's Peach, obviously, not me. This is not user error. Princess error. Maybe if I just bounce it off the side. I don't know how much spring I'm going to get off this rock. But crazier things have happened. Let's do it. Ugh. A low floor but high ceiling, very replayable. I agree. Take that as an endorsement. If you have never played Toadstool Tour before, get yourself a GameCube, or air quotes GameCube if you must. You know, game preservation is important. Do whatever method you need to, and give it one a try. There's a reason I've clocked in many hours of this on the GameCube, and I'm still playing it now. It's a great game. Advance Tour on the Game Boy Advance is great as well. I enjoy the story mode. I also enjoyed World Tour on the 3DS, although I had very limited success getting anyone to play it with me. Alas. Oh, this green kind of has a weird slope near the pin. I think this should be okay. I don't think my shot's gonna get affected by the wind that much. You rented this game once and really enjoyed it. Well, it's a sign. You gotta go back to it. I am over that pin like a fool. The wind's not gonna affect your ball that much, she says. Of course I love Mario Golf on the Switch. Metal Yoshi, what are your thoughts on Mario Golf Super Rush? I'm curious, from someone who has sunk even more time into the series than I have. Alas, poor Peach. I think it had potential, certainly, that just did not go anywhere. The story mode in particular felt like it dropped the ball. Not to be too on the nose about it. Okay, there we go. This game's font was also used in Thousand Year Door. Really? Is that why it looks familiar? Huh. Well, I'll be darned. It disappointed you. You waited too long for what it is. It's good. It's still good, but it feels lacking, yes. I was so excited when they announced a Mario Golf for the Switch after I too had waited so long, this drought of Mario Golf content. And when it was announced in a Direct, I had many people say, Morri, I thought of you when they announced it. But it really does feel like it's missing a certain je ne sais quoi. I think it lacks a lot of the personality of its predecessors. Well, this ball lie is less than ideal. I don't think we're going anywhere fast. I'll make an attempt to chip it in, but this probably is not happening. Who decided to put that one patch of heath there? I'd like to have some words. Oh, the Thousand Year Door font is Hello Gorgeous. Paper Mario's a little different. Like Paper Mario 64, you mean? I don't think I'm gonna chip it in here either, but I did get an albatross last stream, so anything's possible. Nope. Nope. Peach has her fainting spell, which, you know what, I sympathize with considering it's so hot here. I actually spoke about it a little earlier in the stream too, but Super Rush also has that really minimalistic UI design, which some more recent Nintendo games have featured, and I find is just a huge detriment because it's so soulless compared to the colorful and unique UI you have in games like this. I know everyone's all about Arial fonts and minimalism, but it lacks so much personality. I wish they'd done something more with the cross-country golf, too. I thought that was an interesting concept, but you get one course. I'd also like to play as Nabbit again, but I'm probably in a very small minority. I just like Nabbit. He's a rabbit. He reminds me of Ravio, also. There's that patch of heath again. I'm just gonna restart. Somebody please get a lawnmower on this thing. Bowser, you could afford so many elaborate accoutrements for your golf courses. Please hire a groundskeeper. Okay. I'm gonna make a conscious effort to not land in the heath this time. Just to go over it, I think. You've been informed from a Paper Mario fanatic once there's an even better fit for that font called Popjoy. Ooh, I gotta remember that. Once I was making some art for a friend, and I needed the font used in Fire Emblem Awakening, and it took me so long to find it, and then even longer to actually get a download I could use. Maybe it's more readily available now. This was a few years ago, but you think people would be better at crowdsourcing this kind of thing, perhaps. Okay, let's go back a little bit.
Nice shot.
To be fair, Bowser's groundskeeper is probably too busy bringing in all that lava. Sourced from the finest volcanoes, all natural. No GMOs. Organic lava. Taste it if you don't believe him. You may try it once. That's a volcano, okay. We got this. Shadow Mario is within our grasp. There it is. Oof. That's a spicy meatball. Alright. Now where do I approach this hole from? I don't quite remember. I suppose I'll just hit it around the perimeter and go from there. Is it worth trying to go around here? Probably not. Play it safe, Morri. Play it safe. Spiders slash texture slash models resources so utterly fantastic. Is this a site? Is this where you've been getting your resources from? Why is my ball lie so terrible? What am I sitting on? Bowser, get your groundskeeper on this. Honestly. Well, now I know. I've always kind of wondered. Especially for things like VR chat, because I know you've pulled the idols from Splatoon 2, right? Now, hang on a minute. Is this not where I approach the volcano from? Do I have to do it from the T? So I don't think I can actually get up there. Oh, don't putt in the volcano. I don't think... I do not remember how to approach this hole, but clearly it is not from here. Get behind the gargoyle. Okay. Oops, not that. Thank you, it's been a very long time. Oh, here we go. Now that's what I need. Of course, this tiny, teeny tiny little patch of land. Barely accessible. Get up there, Peach, I believe in you. Get up there, get up there, get up there, get up there. Stay up there, stay up there. Okay, well the rough is not ideal. So now my ball lie is terrible. But that's something, that's progress. Okay, well now I see where I need to approach from, but actually getting up here is another story. Okay, I may need to restart and not roll in the rough. You actually do pulls yourself sometimes, like the Animal Crossing New Horizons stuff or manual pulls from your game files. Oh, hang on, I may sneeze. Let me mute myself for a moment.
Nice shot.
Oh, bother. Well, I didn't sneeze and I'm in the rough again. Sunken cost fallacy. No, it's not even a sunken cost fallacy. If I took the shot, it would be sunken cost fallacy, but I decided against it. Okay, let's see. This looks a little better. Yeah, I think I was aiming too far to the left before. And that's not going up there. Maybe. You know what? That worked out. Impresses me so much as every mission in this game is wholly possible with the weakest characters, no stars required, really. I always assume that some of the ones requiring a lot of height or distance would require star characters, but I suppose I've just never challenged myself to use the more conventional ones. Am I grossly misremembering, or the North American release of this game, to unlock the Ace difficulty, do you need to win every star tournament with every character? I remember reading about it a while ago, because for the longest time I didn't know the Ace difficulty level existed. But I think in the Japanese version you just need to beat, was it Bowser or Shadow Mario in the Get Character match? This is not pretty. I'm concerned the wind. Very much so. Ugh. Ugh. Star or unstar. It must take forever. We're taking a lava bath, folks. No, bounce up in there, it's fine. No such thing as convection. I could see this also being very difficult with characters that have a very low shot, like Bowser Jr. or Wario. Okay.
Nice shot.
You miss old games having different requirements based on region. It's good they don't do it now, but there's something charming about them having to tweak it. Maybe that depends on what region you're from and what direction the difficulty has slided in. Off the top of my head, the Japanese release of ActRaiser, the spikes in the action stages are instant kills, but you just take regular damage in the North American release. Bosses and partners in time have twice the health in North America? What? Ugh. Damage sponges. I detest damage sponges. Etrian Odyssey 2 Untold, I love you, but your bosses are atrocious. They have way too much health. They slowed down the fuzzies in Koopa Village in Paper Mario 64. I've seen that. I know it's a speedrun killer because you run the game in Japanese because there's less text to mash through. But the fuzzies that you have to, or the fuzzies that you're trying to get Koopa's shell from, or in the trees. I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought briefly. Move much faster in the Japanese version than they do in the North American version, and it is a speedrun killer. Did I get all my words out? I hope so. I never got to play Rocket Knight Adventures. I did not have a Genesis, but I've heard very good things about it. Am I going through all these rings? I really hope so. I'd be very disappointed if I made it up here and then my shot was not aligned. Okay. This is not an ideal camera angle. I think I can afford to go to the left a bit, yeah? No, I can't. Oof. Okay, there we go. When your region is the harder version, it makes you feel like the most skilled player ever when you beat the game, like with partners in time, as previously mentioned. You know what? That's true. Suddenly I feel better about it. It's like a badge of honor. Hooray. We did it! I'm free!
New character unlocked.
Yay! There he is. Yahoo! I'm just missing Boo and Petey now. Petey will take a while. Let's see, what time is it? Maybe I'll do one more star tournament and then I'll call it, not really an evening, an afternoon. Let's try him out! Oh, look at that little impact. Terrible. Bowser Jr., a character so beloved, he got 2 character slots. One for me and one for Belle. Belle and I, the only Bowser Jr. fans out there. I mean, if this is Bowser Jr., but that's Bowser Jr., then who's driving the golf cart? By which I mean, who is wearing the bandana to be Shadow Mario if he is existing at the same time as Bowser Jr.? Now just imagine the X-Files theme, but in this sound font.
Nice shot.
Hello, Motoi Sakuraba, do you take commissions? You love Bowser Jr., lil guy? I got a big plush of Bowser Jr. on my bookshelf. Great, now I gotta remember how to deal with the tournament greens again. Not like that. Great. Shout out to me losing my first place in the last tournament because I had that -9 with Diddy, and then I got that double bogey because I just couldn't get it in the hole. You remember getting in a flame war with someone on the Insider forum because you hated Bowser Jr. and they loved him. I'm going to assume this was many years ago and not last week. Is Insider even around anymore? I don't know. I used to be so good at putting, and now I've lost all my confidence. Sigh. I gotta do the putting sub-games. That's the only way.
Nice ball.
There he goes. You know what? I know he mimics Mario's animations, but I would love it if he mimicked Bowser Jr.'s instead. The airplane arms. Oh, Tubba Blub isn't golfing with us anymore. How sad. You do not miss staggered release dates on major IPs. I concur. It's such a privilege to have simultaneous global releases for things like Pokemon. Okay, the flame more better than that one is... Are you familiar with Yellow Ducky and Dude Skull? Please tell me somebody knows what I'm talking about.
Nice shot.
It was a flame war, if you want to call it that, on a Pokemon forum about somebody naming I was gonna say Shy Guy, a Psyduck, Yellow Ducky. And it's better if you read it. There we go.
Nice bird. Very well done.
Shadow Mario's not the same to you without the red eyes. Well, get a Sharpie and start doodling. Several pages of you going back and forth of how you take him out and how Bowser Jr. would dodge it. It's like what you do in a playground. Like, I hit you with my awesome beam attack. No, I don't. I parry it with my magic sword. Well, I throw a fireball in your face. Well, I dodge it with my triple backflip, etc. Yellow, okay, I don't want to read it out on stream because I wouldn't be able to do it justice, but let me see if I can find the thread. Please tell me this is the source. I don't want a Reddit repost. Here it is. I found it. I'm gonna link this in chat. If you've not seen it, this is the man, the myth, the legend, the duck. Oh, that wind. The star tournaments are so windy.
Nice shot.
Although, you know what? If you're watching this recording on YouTube, let me just read the first line. My friend traded me a Duskull and he called it Dude Skull, and I want to rename it, and I went to the name raider in Eterna City so I can give it another name, but he tells me, Dude Skull, is it? That is a truly impeccable name. And he won't let me change it. What's up with that? Duder Skull is not an impeccable name. It is a stupid name. Why can't I change it? Angry emote. And then, hang on, let me scroll around. And then, okay, and then somebody's like, if you really want to change the name, maybe you can return the Pokemon to your friend, and he will go to the name raider and change it himself, then trade it back to you. Oh, but I don't want to tell him he chose a stupid name because that will offend him. He always chooses lame names for his Pokemons. Maybe I'll steal his DS when he is not looking, and then do the trade and change the name myself. Oh boy, I hope he doesn't read these forums. What do you mean that you hope I don't read these forums? It was me who told you about these forums. And I think Dude Skull is a cool name. Oh, and you're not touching my DS. If you touch my DS, I will smash yours. Dude Skull is a lame name. It may be a good name for a gangster, but not for a Pokemon. Couldn't you have traded me a Pokemon with a better name? Oh, right. All of your Pokemon's names are stupid. Dude, what are you talking about? The Psyduck you traded me, you named it Yellow Ducky. That's even a more lame name. Yellow Ducky is a cute name. He is yellow and he is a ducky, so I named him Yellow Ducky. And I want my Yellow Ducky back now. I prefer a Pokemon named Yellow Ducky than one named Dude Skull. I'll give you your Duskull back and you give me my Psyduck. That's exactly my point. Your name is just plain lame. There is no creativity. Oh, he is yellow and he is a duck, so I'll call him Yellow Ducky. And that goes for your other Pokemons as well. You named your Zubat Blue Batty and your Turtwig Green Turdy, and you say my names are stupid. Well, at least I am creative. I'm so sorry. I said I wasn't going to read this. We've had to listen to Boo chirp at us this whole time, but I forgot just how good it was until I went back and looked. Shadow Mario expresses his disapproval that I have spent time reading that thread and not golfing. A classic, a legend. Like, the anger over Dude Skull is funny enough, but then the 1-2 punch of the 1-2 punch of, oh boy, I hope he doesn't read these forums. It was me who told you about these forums. And then Yellow Ducky. Yellow Ducky is a good name for a Psyduck. Much like Dude Skull is a good name for a Duskull. Look at me giving my Pokemon normal person names like a chump. I say that, but I mean, sometimes my Pokemon have normal person names, like my Duskull named in my Mystery Dungeon game named Nathaniel, but then I have my beloved Beedrill from Blue and Leaf Green whose name is Turnip. I think all my golf skill has swiftly deteriorated. I've gotten all nervous now. The talent in the chat. I think that may be too hard. No, we're good, we're good. You're on the second page. I'm going to declare Yellow Ducky a prisoner of war. Reminds you of the weird thread where a guy was upset that his sister was getting weighed and had her hair up. Go on. Here you thought you were cool for naming your Pokemon after Ace Attorney characters. You are cool. I need to know what names you have given your Pokemon now. I mean, you should know this about me if you've been watching my streams long enough. I love hearing what people name their Pokemon. I don't love that.
Nice shot.
What is the most awkward Pokemon that we could name Miles Edgeworth?
Nice arm. Birdie putt.
I would name a Pokemon Black Quill. I like Black Quill a lot, but I don't know what bird would be cool enough. And yet also a weeb enough? Lost all faith in my putting ability. Could have gotten an eagle, but you playing. Every response was asking to explain why it was bad, but he kept just going into detail about getting weighed in water, but his sister pulled his hair back. What is happening? For Simon, you named your B-Sharp after him. So did you use Simon then, instead of Black Quill? I feel like I'm not on a first-name basis with Simon Black Quill, much like how I'm not on a first-name basis with Miles Edgeworth. Although I do call Phoenix Phoenix. I mean, he is the player character that I've spent so many games and so many countless hours with, in the head of. I can't not call him Phoenix.
Nice shot.
But I can't call Black Quill Simon.
Nice arm.
Edgeworth Dartrix is his Pokemon persona. The original or the Hisuian form?
Nice bird.
I like
Very well done.
Rowlet and Dartrix in theory. I took Rowlet in Moon. Her name is Leilani. But Rowlet wound up, I think, well, maybe just Leilani wound up disappointing me. Still on my team, still love her, but I looked at her IVs when you get the ability to see your Pokemon's IVs, and folks, it was not good. I had a couple Pokemon on my team with some really horrible IVs, which explains some things. But you love them anyway.
Nice shot.
You can't think of him as anything but Nick. Maya conditioned you too strongly. But Phoenix is such a cool name, though. I can't not call him Phoenix.
Nice bird. Very well.
For that B-Sharp, you use Black Quill, though for your Medicham, you use Nayuta's first name. Would Sadmati fit at the time? Oh, I could almost reach the green. No, even Petey Piranha couldn't reach the green. But imagine.
Nice shot.
I love that blue fire effect. Calls him Phoenix when he's in big trouble. Oh, does he have a middle name that's established anywhere in canon? I don't think so. I was gonna say, if he's really in trouble, you have to call him by his full name. Like, Phoenix, Weenix, right, go to your room.
Nice shot.
If you call him Nick Phoenix Wright, that to me has the same naming scheme as calling a character like Sans Undertale, like name a video game. You know what I mean? Like Marie Splatoon. My god, is that what Mario has been all these years? It's not actually his surname, it's just... It predates Sans Undertale! Mario predates Sans Undertale! But nobody realized it at the time. I'm a genius! I'm a loser.
Nice ball.
And when you want to shame Phoenix, pull out the Feeny card. No, we can't do that. That would just dredge up some painful memories, I think. Nick Phoenix Wright. You can easily see Larry writing that in a contact form. I could see Larry, like, forgetting the actual name of someone that he's known for years, since grade school. Like, imagine Larry has to write down some paperwork or whatever for Phoenix, but he's called him Nick his whole life, and he forgets that Phoenix's name is Phoenix, so he puts down Nick. But now it doesn't hold up in a court of law, because that's not his actual first name. Please don't... 8 squirrels died that day. Again, I think this was the same hole that happened on last time, too. Okay, let's just get to a point where my ball lie isn't garbage. Get out of there. It's okay. I don't have to worry about playing good. I love the discussion. I'm having a good time. I think. Okay, my pride is a little bruised. It's heavily bruised. Still rolled a lot farther than I was anticipating. I really need to readjust to these tournament greens. That I overcompensated for, I think. Oh! No, we're good! I did it!
Very well done.
Yao, yokatta. Ooh, that Wiggler Wednesday, though. Look, Wiggler Wednesday is only on Fridays. You can't be doing this to me, Wiggler. I'm so nervous I'm gonna hit a tree.
Nice shot.
I was gonna say, I can't believe I've never named a Pokemon after a Phoenix Wright character, but then I don't often name Pokemon after other established fictional characters. In fact, I don't remember the last time I've done it.
Nice shot.
Although, certainly one of the most memorable for me is my Bulbasaur back in blue. And I also gave him the same name in Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Kirby. My Bulbasaur's always been Kirby. Okay, note to self, you really have to overcompensate for the curvature on these tournament greens. You also have Zach Gramarye the Muck. That's about what a Gramarye deserves, I think, is a puddle of sludge. You don't know what bruised pride is until you decide to play Kirby's Avalanche for the first time live, only to be stonewalled by Bronto Burt. Like, I did a little half-hour bonus playthrough of some of Kirby's Avalanche after I finished Ham-Hams Unite. It wasn't pretty. Although I made there were no bones about me being, less than skilled at Puyo. Why? Why did I do a one-wood on a par 3 hole? Good gravy. I know I'm distracted, but this is on another level.
Nice shot.
country toads, take me home to the place I belong. In the cup now. No. I thought it was a straight shot. What have you done? Oh well, we get to look at him suffer now. It is a pretty cool effect. I was gonna say, did you know Metal Mario was not available in the Japanese release of Mario Golf 64, but I haven't even streamed Mario Golf 64, so that's irrelevant. I don't need a power shot. What am I doing? Play it safe. Play it safe, please. Just go on a nice flat part of the fairway. No trees.
Nice shot.
Mr. Butts isn't a fan of formal titles. Would you be a fan of them if your name was Butts? We have no respect for Larry in this house. I don't mind Larry as a character, but you can't respect him. Oh, have a good one, Zarthwomp. Enjoy your supper. Thank you for joining me. Uh-oh. Good thing you're leaving, so you won't be here to see whatever this is. Alright, not as disastrous as it could have been. Okay, I gotta remember, I really need to overcompensate for the curves in the tournament green. It just looks like too much, though. Oh, and it's uphill. Of course, I have to use a middle putt. That's not enough juice, I don't think. No, it was enough juice. But I overcompensated. Oh, I think I've just fallen apart. I need a shower. It's so hot here. Very good. Very good. I swear I know how to play Mario Golf. I think. Debatable. Womp King! Well, at least he has arms, I guess. If it was a Thwomp King, we'd be having some words. Okay. Windy. He's got a low shot, though. I do not remember how to accurately compensate for the win for Shadow Mario, and I don't think I did it, but that's okay. We're gonna learn. Oh, we're good. Most excellent. Maybe I can redeem myself with an eagle. Knock on wood, knock on wood, knock on so much wood. Clonk, clonk. Okay, let's see. No, I'm just gonna hit it. I'm stalling.
Nice shot.
I don't like this camera angle. Nope. Should have seen that coming. It's okay, maybe we can make this work. Oh!
Nice approach.
It was almost cool.
Nice bird. Very well.
That would have been so typical if I I was gonna say mustarded it, but that I don't believe is a verb in that sense. Trees, my nemesis. I mean, I love trees in the general sense, love nature, love greenery, but in this particular instance, hate trees, heck that one tree in particular. Good. I'm making just bad decisions this stream. Yeah. I think I'm rushing, because I keep thinking I want to go have a shower. It's so hot out here. Ugh. It's alright. We'll par it. We're gonna par it, right? Right, Morri? You're gonna par it, right? Okay. Look at him go. He's so excited. Maybe Shadow Mario is just happy to be here. out and about, enjoying the sunshine. Actually, he's probably had enough sunshine. Statistically, he has had enough sunshine for at least 3.8 lifetimes. He would love it if it would rain, actually. Wouldn't we all? Oh, man, when you're off center, it ain't pretty.
Nice shot.
Oh. Oh no, I've just gone off the green completely. I've lost all ability to play. I'm so sorry. Okay.
Bogey.
In my defense, which is very flimsy and not at all defense, I am covered in a thin layer of sweat right now because it's so hot. Which, as Belle said, it's only, what, 17 degrees Celsius here, give or take? But there's no air conditioning in this apartment. It's sweltering.
Nice
The
shot.
things I do to stream. Worth it, I suppose. I do love me some golf. Okay. I have a redemption arc. Love a redemption arc.
Nice shot.
Humidity makes everything worse. Yeah, it's been so muggy, but it just won't rain. Except for maybe like half an hour of weak rain we had the other day. But it just didn't really go anywhere. It gave up so quickly and it dried out right away. Please go in the cup. Thank you.
Nice bird.
The humidity, yeah.
Very well
This
done.
place is a desert normally, so I am not accustomed to humidity. It makes me want to shower, and then after I finish showering, I think I want another shower. Oh, sure, it rains in golf, making fun of me. Uh-oh. Maybe we're okay. If you ever move back to Vancouver and live on your own, I can come live with you and enjoy rain 220 days of the year. Heck yeah. Look, when you live in a desert your whole life with dry skin, that doesn't sound so bad. I could see it getting old if it's all rain all the time, but for someone like me, rain is still pretty novel. Rain, thunderstorms. Like, here it rains for such a short duration of time, if at all, and then it wimps out very quickly. It's demoralizing in a way. You just want it to cool off so badly during the summer, and it doesn't happen.
Nice on. Birdie putt.
Ugh. I gotta overcompensate for the curve, and I have to give it extra juice. Because it's raining. There we go.
Nice ball.
In Kentucky in the summer, rain rarely helps with the humidity. Doesn't it cool things off at least? That's what I want, is for things just to cool off a bit. Trees. Always with the trees.
Nice shot.
Your friend who was born in Alberta and moved here for like 7 years recently moved back and her skin hated her. Perfect humidity there for people's skin. That's what I need. Maybe someday. I'm sure the cost of living there is astronomical, but then the cost of living here is atrocious too. I was thinking the other day because some friends were talking about eating fruit, and I thought I should go to the grocery store and get some fruit. Maybe I'll even make a trifle because it's a great summer dessert. You don't have to cook. Just buy some angel food cake at the store and whip up some fresh cream and chop up some berries. Bob's your uncle, it's perfect, but berries are too expensive. Nothing was on sale. Even I was hoping maybe raspberries would be on sale, but a half pint of raspberries right now at the store next to me, $8.99. $8.99. And they went on sale like a week ago, and even the sale price was like $5.99. I did get some blueberries a few weeks ago for like a pint of them for $3, which, well, it's a lot, but it's not Actually, no, that's for berries these days, that's pretty good. Everything is so expensive. Sometimes strawberries go on sale for a decent price, but I don't like grocery store strawberries very much. They don't have that sort of bright sweetness that you get from eating them on the vine. Morri just hit the ball. Cherries were $6.99 a pound today. That sounds about right. Oh, $6.99 a kilogram. Ugh. Hello, Capotico. I did get the Shadow Boy. Unfortunately, some ugly bogeys in there may have ruined my chances for victory, but that's okay. Strawberries in those boxes go off so fast, I'll say. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me, everyone. Even though my skill deteriorated a little bit, but that's okay. I had a good time streaming. I hope you had a good time joining me for some golf. I'll see you on Tuesday for more hamster games. Oh man, you make me want some blackberries and stuff too. But yeah, have a wonderful weekend, everyone. Take care, stay safe, stay healthy. I will catch you next time. Bye-bye.